offense of Cooper's got to be concerned with the speed of the defense of Commerce. Commerce doesn't have great speed, but they've got good speed. It's not, just super fast or anything, but they're going to be out here, and Coach Bass likes the way the defense swarms to the ball, and Morris is going to have his hands full. He won't be tackled by just one guy. There'll be 2 or 3 Commerce Tigers there to take him down.
We talked about it with Coach Bass. This team has become very tough, especially in goal line situations. Saw it in Paris against North Lamar, and again last week against Roy City. Stick Robinson had 195 yards, needed 1 yard at the end of the game and couldn't pick it up. Defense wouldn't let him.
Well, they're pretty loose between the 20s, but once you get down inside Commerce's 20, then you're going to have to earn every inch that you get. And one of the things that I've noticed about the Commerce Tigers, although this is the first time I've seen them play an actual game situation, this team has a different attitude than the Commerce Tiger teams of the past. This team actually lives up to that slogan, as you talked about in the pregame show. This team does not quit. And they're going to, until the seconds tick off the clock and they've heard the horn, they're going to be going 100 miles an hour the whole time.
Brett Williams has it teed up, and he will kick it away for Cooper. Commerce will receive it first. Chris Grisby and Kenny Cooper back to receive at their own goal line. Commerce will be going right to left. It will be fielded by Cooper at about the 10-yard line. Comes up the middle to the 30, to the 35, out to the 36-yard line. So the Tigers start off 1st and 10 at their own 36. A nice return by Kenny Cooper sets things up. The Tigers will have the services tonight of Garrett Sampson, but he did not work out most of the week.
Well, he's had tonsillitis, and they've held him out so they can have a little bit of time to get better. He's not 100% tonight physically, as you might imagine, and his throat is still a little bit swollen, but he will play tonight. He will see action later on.
Tigers might miss him more at linebacker than at running back. We saw last week the Tigers have a lot of depth back there. Derek Sampson is not getting the start. It's Patrick Llewellyn and Chris Grisby in the backfield, and Grisby gets the handoff off right tackle. He falls forward, no gain. And as you suspected, they are running to the left side of the Cooper Bulldog defense, Rich.
Chad Owenberg made the tackle that time. Their strength is to the right side, or to the weak side, if you will. And Chad Owenberg is one that made the tackle there. Now, Grisby might have been able to pick up some extra yardage, but Owenberg made a great defensive play that time to bring him down where he did.
Ricky Harris comes split wide to the near side. Split backs behind the quarterback, Monty Moore. The handoff goes straight up the middle for a gain of a couple, and we'll have to see the ball carrier, Patrick Llewellyn, coming off the bottom of the stack. He gains 2, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Tigers. They have the ball at their own 35-yard line. The kickoff return came out just past the 30, and the Tigers are now at the 35. 3rd and 7. Just under 11 minutes left to play here. We just started, no score. Tigers have the ball for the first time tonight. The handoff goes to Grisby. Up the middle, no place to go. Gained tackled as he got to the line of scrimmage and thrown backwards. He may have gained a couple on forward progress, but a good defensive stand by Cooper. They don't let Commerce get off to a fast start. The Tigers previously had scored on their first possession, both against North Lamar and against Roy City, on Garrett Sampson runs, and he didn't start in the backfield tonight.
Spangler with a tackle that time and held him up so that everybody could come up and help. But I think what Commerce may be doing here is trying to take it up the middle and set it up to run that run and shoot, although they're going into the wind, which is not as strong right now as we thought it would be.
Cleon Flanagan, standing at his own 25, will punt it away to the dangerous Bam Morris, who stands at his own 30. He'll let this one roll, and Commerce will down it near the Bulldog 30-yard line. So that's where Cooper takes over 1st and 10 for their first possession of this ball game. No score, 9:59 to play, first quarter.
Good defensive coverage that time by the special teams for Commerce. Flanagan worried me a little bit. I thought they were going to get to it. Plenty of speed from Cooper to come in and try and make the block on the punt. But Flanagan got it off. Wasn't all that long, a little bit of a line drive. But the coverage was already downfield. Morris didn't dare because he was going to be surrounded by about 4 Commerce Tigers, and he made a smart move by not trying to field the ball.
Ronnie Green is the fullback behind the quarterback, Stacy Miller, and Bam Morris the tailback. Morris gets the pitch, gets around one tackle down the near sideline to the 40, chased out of bounds by Derek Funderburg. Last year, the Tigers only had to see Bam Morris carry the ball 5 times. Was struggling with a bad ankle last year. This year, he's healthy, and he's running hard.
I was impressed with that. I really didn't think he had those kind of moves, but he made a couple of really fine jukes. Now, Commerce was lucky that time. Derek Funderburg had him by the face mask. None of the officials saw it as he pulled him out of bounds. So Commerce was lucky they didn't lose more yardage on that play.
First down for the Dogs. The ball at their own 38-yard line. I formation with the receiver wide to the left and flags before the snap.
Well, we have encroachment. They lined up offside, so the offensive team did. It's going to go against Cooper.
That's a problem that the Royce City Bulldogs had consistently last week as well, and we see it here go against Cooper, and it moves the Cooper Bulldogs back 5 yards, and it'll be 1st and 15 from the Bulldogs' 34-yard line.
Well, that's got to raise the antennas. Not that particular play, but looking back at Morris's run that last time, that's got to raise the antennas of the defensive team. I don't think they thought Morris was going to be able to get outside that quick. And he came to the short side of the field on top of all that and still was able to make the turn.
Stan Zaffron split out wide to the left side. I formation. Miller, the quarterback, pitches to the tailback, and that's Morris. He goes behind the left side of his offensive line to get a couple. It'll bring up 2nd and 13. The ball out across the 35, or I should say across the 30 to about the, across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. One thing about being at Memorial Stadium, had we been there tonight, they got the numbers painted on the field. So the Bulldogs have it 2nd and 13 from their own 38-yard line. Again, the I formation with Zaffron split wide to the near side. And a little misdirection play, fake it to the fullback and give it to Bam Morris, the tailback, who comes to the near side, and he is gang tackled back at about the 35-yard line. That may be a loss on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long, a loss of 2.
Little delayed draw that time. Morris actually began moving too quickly, and that gave it away to the defense, because otherwise, if he had run the draw the way it was supposed to have been run, the defense would have overrun the play, and he'd have been able to get by. In the meantime, Bass saw that he was starting to move, and it went up on the draw play. Bass slowed him up enough so he bounced off of his shoulder, where the rest of the Tigers could do that swarm tackling, what they've been doing the last couple of weeks.
Number 14, Stacey Miller, the man under for the Bulldogs.
Miller comes to the line of scrimmage, a slot left, strong side right. Miller rolls out to the left, has some time, throws it incomplete, intended for Dwayne Thompson at the Tiger 45-yard line on the far side, and that pass was not exactly in the neighborhood of Thompson, wide toward the Commerce bench.
Well, it's tough to roll to your left and then throw to your left, and that's what he was trying to do. Cooper had good coverage out that, Kenny Cooper had good coverage that time out to that side.
We should mention that Stacey Miller's a left-handed quarterback.
Yeah, on top of all that.
25, Dwayne Thompson. Back to receive will be number 45.
So the Tigers will wait for the punt. It is a high end-over-end punt. Fielded at the 31. Kenny Cooper did a good job catching it, but because the heat was on, Jason Toon was right there. Cooper bobbled it but held on, and the Tigers have it 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Well, Commerce was lucky because he didn't signal for a fair catch. He waited to make the to try and make the catch. Cooper did, and right on top of him at that time was Jason Toon for Cooper, and about the same time he caught the ball. The reason it bobbles because Toon hit him. So Commerce was real lucky they didn't cough the football up there, and Cooper come up with some great field position.
Toon makes Cooper face the music, and the Tigers have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 32. Split back, Ricky Harris to the near side, Funderburk wide to the right. Moore on a keeper, avoids one tackle, now pitches to Grisby. The ball is going to go out of bounds. Grisby never got a good handle on it, and the ball will be spotted at the point where Grisby fumbled it.
Well, that'll be called a forward pass. Moore, the thing about Monty Moore is his quickness is very deceiving. He's tall, he's lanky, and you just suspect that he's going to be slow, but he's got really good quickness. He was in trouble, and he darted back behind him and then threw the ball kind of in front of him, but I don't think Grisby thought he was going to throw it, and that's why it got by him. Fortunately, nobody was over there, and it went out of bounds.
Ball spotted at the original line of scrimmage, so it's 2nd down and 10 from the Tiger 32. Commerce trying to get some offense going. Again, a pitch just to Patrick Llewellyn around the right side. He's got lots of running room across midfield into Bulldog territory near the 45-yard line before he dives into a tackler. He kind of exploded into the man that was trying to tackle him.
Well, you know, last year you guys were talking about Llewellyn with the speed that he has. The guy has got excellent quickness. He's got good quick feet, and once he makes his burst, he's gone. And that's exactly what Llewellyn did that time. That was Bam Morris that made the tackle on him. I don't know what they were suspecting on the run, but the run of the option right now is working really well for Commerce. But Llewellyn had great speed, great acceleration, and it was Morris that made the stop. Otherwise, he may have been gone.
Tigers pick up their first down of the night, and they have the ball at the Cooper 45-yard line, 1st and 10. A slot left. Ricky Harris wide to the near side. The handoff to the tailback. Straight up the middle. That's a gain of 4 for Chris Grisby.
Well, that's the first time I've seen the big guy up the middle, Jeremy Anderson, come up with a tackle over the middle. They're getting pretty good yardage over the middle. Commerce is doing a good job of mixing up the plays, keeping Cooper to come in tight, sucking him in, then try and take something outside, either on the run and shoot or the pitch, which when you run that option, that's basically what it is. It can either be an option play or it turns into the run and shoot if he throws on it. And they're doing a good job of drawing him in tight and then trying to take it outside one side or the other.
2nd down and 7 for the Tigers at the Bulldogs 47. Pitch, back to pass was Moore. He drilled it into the intended receiver, and he dropped it. That was for the Tigers, Kevin Metter.
Well, Commerce was lucky that time. It looked to me from here that it may have been a fumble. And the only people that were around there then were Bulldogs, and Commerce could have turned the football over at that point. But that was pass all the way, and that was just a little quick in, and it almost worked. But Metter just couldn't hang on to the football. It wouldn't have been for much of a gain, though.
Let me correct the spot of the football. It is at the Bulldog 43, and now it is 3rd down and 7. Ricky Harris is wide to the near side, split back. Again, Moore wants to pass, rolls to the right. Heat is on. He sets up and throws down the middle. It is in and out of the hands of a couple Bulldogs. That pass looked for all the world to be intercepted, and the man who had a hand on it was Joel Moody, the sophomore linebacker. But linebackers aren't used to catching the football, and it showed there. And had he intercepted it, he would have returned it for at least 15 or 20 yards.
Grisby was who the pass was intended for. Moore saw him out there. Moore had a guy that was after him. That was not Ricky Harris. It was Jason Toon was chasing him. Moore did a good job of getting away from him. Grisby fell down. That's why the defensive player was up and ready to make the interception, which he dropped.
Cleon Flanagan at his own 45 punts it away, and it's another good one for Cleon. Bam Morris is back to take it, and he will fall on it at about the 13-yard line of the Bulldogs. So Commerce has Cooper backed up with 6:55 to play here in the opening period. Still no score. The Bulldogs get the ball back 1st and 10. And let's see where they spotted Rich. It's going to be back at about the 8-yard line of Cooper.
Well, I was just about to say that Morris should have let the ball go. It looked like it was going to roll into the end zone. We're sure there were plenty of Tigers around there, but they're not sure where the ball is exactly, and they don't know if he's going to pick it up or not. So he did Commerce a favor by going ahead and jumping on the football where he did.
The Bulldogs in a deep hole early. They hand it off to Green, and he has 1st down yardage out near the 20, maybe closer to the 15, about the 16-yard line.
Well, see, that's the thing about Green. Now, he only weighs about 150 pounds, and he's the fullback. Morris is the tailback at 235. And, of course, Morris, everybody's going to be keying on Morris, and Green will do stuff like that to you because everybody else is watching Morris.
Ronnie Green is one of those 22 returning lettermen for the Bulldogs, and he played a big role last year when Bam Morris went out of this football game. This time it is the big Bam Morris, and he goes straight up the middle for a gain of a couple. He is out across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. The original line of scrimmage was about the 19-yard line. 6:10 left to play in the 1st quarter. No score between Cooper and Commerce.
Now the defense is trying to guess who's going to come up with the football instead of keying on one back or the other. Now Commerce is going to play both of them, and now they're playing a little bit more tentatively.
Dwayne Thompson comes wide to the near side. I formation behind Miller. Green and Morris are the running backs. They also have a receiver wide to the left. No motion. The pitch goes to Morris. Comes to the right. Stepping away from tacklers down the middle of the field. He is to the 40, to the 38-yard line, catching him from behind. Kenny Cooper. There were Tigers nipping at his heels all the way downfield, but nobody could get there to catch him until Kenny Cooper finally made the last-minute dive and did bring Bam Morris down at the Tigers' 38-yard line.
Well, Kyle Spangler gets as much credit for that run as does Morris. Spangler is the one that came back and put the block on the Bass that took him out of the play. Bass was in the backfield with Morris and should have made the tackle, but Spangler came up and took Bass out of the play, and that opened it up for around the near side for Morris to get away and come up with a big yardage.
That gives Cooper the ball 1st and 10 at the Tiger 38. Try a little short pass over the middle to the tight end, Byron Bonds, we haven't mentioned yet. And he is not able to hang on. Good pressure applied by Derek Funderburk for the Tigers.
the pass a little bit behind Bonds. Otherwise, it would have been a complete pass. But he came across, and then the pass was just a little bit behind him. He had to try and turn around to get to the football. And Jason Strange was there for Commerce defensively, but not before he would have had about a 6-7 yard gain.
It is 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs with the ball at the Tigers 38. Handoff straight up the middle to Green. He gets across the 30-yard line and is going to be close to first down yardage. There's a first down for the Bulldogs. The ball now at the Tiger 27. 1st and 10, just over 5 minutes to play first quarter. Handoff straight up the middle. That's close to 5-6 yards. That is Green, I believe.
Yes.
It is met by a number of Tigers.
They were waiting on him up the middle, but still Green was able to get nice yardage. But once Commerce finds out who has the football, they just swarm to him. They go to the football to try and get make the tackle.
Green picks up 5, making it 2nd down and 5 from the Tiger 21. The ball spotted on the near hash mark. They send a receiver split out wide to the left. That's Sean Siltman. And one to the near side. That's Zaffron. And an I formation behind Miller with Green and Moores. It's the tailback Moores. Spinning off one tackle, running to the left side. The end zone is his. That's a Cooper touchdown. He just ran away from the secondary of the Tigers. Dan Morris is one of those runners you can just see him smelling the end zone, and as he got closer, there was no question about it. He was going to get in.
Well, the thing on that is 2 Commerce players had him down, or should have had him down. Cecil Mayberry had him, and then I'm trying to get the number of the other guy, but he should have been down at the line of scrimmage. But see, once they saw he was slowed down, well, then the rest of the Tigers came up and overran the play, giving him that opening on the outside.
Cade Alley will hold for Sean Silman as the point after attempt is upcoming. The place is down. The kick is wide to the right. Not a good kick at all. Cooper leads Commerce 6-0 with 4:15 to play in the opening quarter. Commerce Tiger football continues in a moment.
Don't blame the kicker for that. It was a bad snap. The holder had to come back to his right to put the ball down, and that's why they weren't able to get the extra point try.
Here is the kickoff to the Tigers. It is fielded by Derek Funderburk poorly. It goes through his hands. Chris Frisbee is behind him to back up. He makes the catch, and he's going to go a long way with the return to the 40, 45, 50 into Bulldog territory.
Well, you see it time and time again on a muffed kickoff return that all sorts of strange things can happen to you. We have a Cooper Bulldog down back at the 20-yard line back in Commerce's territory. But that was a muffed return. Funderburk went for the ball, perhaps should not, because it was over his head. Grisby, fortunately, was right there to pick it out as it went through his hands, and then cut through the middle. By that time, everything was busted up, and Grisby did a good job of returning the football and has put Commerce in excellent field position here.
Tigers get a big break after Cooper moved the ball almost 92 yards for a touchdown in just over 2 minutes.
6 carries for 68 yards for Bam Morris in that drive.
And he had one big run and a couple of intermediate runs in there.
I'm sorry, that's a total in the first quarter, 6 carries for 68 yards.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. The delay, as Rich mentioned, there is a Bulldog down, and I haven't been able to get a number there for that Cooper player that's down back at the Tiger 20-yard line. The trainers are out looking, helping him out with 4:04 to play here in the first quarter. Cooper leads Commerce 6-0. You're listening to Commerce Tiger football on KETR, Commerce, Texas, the 1-489 FM 89.
I think it may be Kyle Spangler who is down on the field and is injured for Cooper, and it's, if that guy, if he's the one that's injured, if he's not going to be able to come back, he will be a big loss defensively and offensively. No, it's not Spangler. It's one of the other players. It's
Jeremy Anderson.
Okay. Yeah.
Mike Fagan.
Mike Fagan is who it is that's injured. Well, I tell you, it's tough when you're working on special teams, and I think a lot of people overlook that, but
they don't call it the suicide squad for nothing.
Well, see, a lot of these guys are thinking, well, I've got anything else to do except run special teams, so I'm just going to run down there helter-skelter. And that's when a lot of the injuries happen, is on the special teams, because that is one body running as fast as it can in one direction and another body going in the opposite direction, then making contact.
It's a legitimate collision.
Yes, it is, and something has got to give.
So with play to resume on the field now, we have
Just over 4 minutes left to play here in the opening period. Cooper has taken a 6-0 lead.
50-yard line.
First time this year in the first quarter that the Tigers have started from behind. Receiver split wide to the near side. Kenny Cooper comes in motion now to the near side. Split backs behind Moore. Handoff to Fluellen, but there was some miscommunication there. And Fluellen was late taking it away from Monty Moore, and he's dropped for about a 3-yard loss right at midfield, the 50-yard line.
Well, he was supposed to have gone to the far side of Moore, and instead he cut inside of him to this side, and it was a busted handoff. It took him probably a little over a second just to hand the football off, and by that time, Cooper's already into your backfield, and that's the 3-yard loss.
Great crowd tonight here in Cooper for this Commerce home game. Caden Wilburn comes split wide to the near side. That's right, we're in Cooper, but it's a Commerce home game. Wing right, split backs, and the handoff goes to the first man through. That's Grisby, and he gets back close to the original line of scrimmage to about the 47-yard line of the Bulldogs. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Tigers. Tigers would like to avoid these situations, 3rd and 10.
No, it makes things tough for life. But Jeremy Anderson, that guy is having a heck of a football game for Cooper. He has been on just about every tackle that is made, particularly up on the line. And,
he and Jason Toon have been...
The guy is just having an awesome night here against the Commerce Tigers.
2:47 left to play first quarter. Tigers have it 3rd and 10. Bulldog 48-yard line. Wilburn wide to the near side. Split back. The receiver wide to the right as well. Handoff, delayed handoff to Grisby. He's zigzagging around, finally has some yardage, gets out to the Bulldogs' 40-yard line. That's going to be short of a first down.
That was a good play that time by the Tigers. Grisby doing a lot of that on his own. Just a little delay draw, and Fluellen waited back there. You didn't know which one I was going to get it, and Fluellen went up to block for him and opened up just enough so that Grisby could find a little hole, a little seam on the right side, and pick up some nice yardage. But as you said, Pete, not enough for a first down, which they've not been able to get here in the first quarter. Outside of that one long run that they had, but especially in this drive.
4th and 3 for the Tigers, and they'll be punting. The snap to Cleon Flanagan is a good one, and Flanagan gets another good punt. Tigers should be able to down this one, and they will be able to, and we'll have to wait and see where they're going to spot it. It's going to be inside the 10. We'll call it the 9 for now, and again, the Bulldogs are going to start out almost 90 yards away from the goal line, but this is where they had the ball on their last drive, and they took it right downfield using Bam Morris to go all the way.
Well, this time, Morris decided to let it roll. Apparently the coaches talked to him once he went to the sidelines, and he decided to let it roll, and Cooper was right there. And he went ahead and took control of the football because he wasn't in good position. He needed to be between the ball and the goal line, and he wasn't there. So the best thing for him to do is go ahead and get control of the ball, and he had it down inside the 10, so that's fine.
Twin receivers out to the left side, an I formation behind Miller. Pitches it to Bam Morris. He's down the near sideline. Somebody's got him by the shirt tail, and then 3 other Tigers come in to help out. Morris is brought down at the 40-yard line. The man who got the initial hand on him was Steve Davenport.
I tell you, the thing that really opened that up, again, and, you know, we've talked about this guy in the last drive because of the job that he was doing for Cooper, but Ronnie Green opened up the hole on the short side of the field for him. He took out one of the Commerce players, and I didn't catch who it was, but Green put the whole opening tackle, whole opening block for that particular play.
Miller comes to the line of scrimmage, I formation, twin receivers again to the left, this time to the fullback, Green. He dives forward for a gain of a couple, maybe 3 on the carry. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Bulldogs at their own 44-yard line.
First quarter, 6-0, and already Morris has got 101 yards rushing on the ground with just over a minute to play.
Last week the Tigers saw a great running back in Stick Robinson. 2 very different type runners, though. Robinson has a lot of flash to him. Morris is straight up and down. Pitch to Morris again and again. He's got good yardage inside the 50, and somebody ties his shoestrings together, and he falls to the Tiger 49-yard line.
Sam Owens went down. He did a smart thing. He said, if I can stop this guy's feet, he's going to fall flat on his face. So he just wrapped himself around his ankles. Sam Owens comes up with a big play there that'll bring up 3rd and inches for Cooper in Commerce territory.
And we will have a measurement, our first of the game, with 47 seconds to play in the first quarter. Cooper leads Commerce 6-0, and they're driving for more. They've already had a 92-yard drive, and they're trying to put together a 91-yard drive here, but this is a big play here as we wait for the measurement.
Well, you know, we've been talking, especially for a couple of weeks, but I've known about it for some time, that Commerce will give up the yardage between the 20s, but you get down inside the 20, and all of a sudden the field gets extra long, and it gets very narrow. And it's just difficult for the offense to move against Commerce. They get very stingy down inside their 20, but they'll give up this big yardage in between the 20s. And then when it really counts, that's when they really are able to find it and are able to stop these guys defensively. But Morris is having a all-world first quarter here against the Commerce Tigers.
That is an exact first down. The nose of the football right at the pole.
Well, they didn't have any links to take out of the chain.
So the ball just sneaks into Tiger territory. We'll call it the Tiger 49-yard line with the ball on the near hash mark. 46 seconds left to play in the opening period, and Cooper leads Commerce 6-0. A new tailback in the game as Morris takes a breather. Jason Toon is in at tailback. Twin receivers to the left side. Miller's still the quarterback. Commerce may be showing blitz. They'll hand it up the middle, and that's to Green. No yardage. May have lost a little bit and may have lost the football, and he did, and the Tigers recover. Big play, and that's what the defense has been able to do.
Coming up with the football that time for the Commerce Tigers was Clarence Johnson, but it didn't look like there was an exchange between the running back that time and the quarterback for Cooper, and everybody started looking for the football, and I think it just kind of happened to fall under one of the Tigers. That's how they were able to come up with it, but it was not a good exchange between the center and the quarterback, and then the handoff. It just never developed.
Well, again, the Tigers come up with good field position about midfield. They're right at the 50-yard line. 17 seconds left to play in this quarter, the opening period. Cooper leading Commerce 6-0. Bonnie Moore confers with Kenny Cooper as Wilburn goes split wide to the right side. Cooper in a slot right. Moore pitches it to the tailback, Llewellyn to the right side. Lots of room. He's got lots of speed. He's to the 30, and he slips and falls inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. He started to cut it back to the inside and just lost his footing.
He just really looks like he's going full speed the minute he steps off, and he's just gone. And he's kind of like a pinball. He just kind of bounces off of the glancing tackles. You got to hit him straight up to take him down. And the guy's just really excited to watch, and he's got great speed, and Cooper's going to have to deal with it.
Unusual here. Cooper's going to call a timeout with 9 seconds left to play in the first quarter. I don't think we've seen Bonnie Moore throw a pass this game.
Yes, we have. That one that almost got intercepted.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And he's thrown three. Yeah.
A short one that was dropped, I recall now.
Yeah.
But he hasn't really aired it out. The one long one was almost intercepted by one of the Bulldog linebackers. It was Joel Moody. Once again, our delay is Cooper has called a timeout with 9 seconds to go in the first quarter. Cooper will have 2 timeouts remaining here in the first half. Commerce has the ball, 1st and 10 after that Patrick Llewellyn run. He gets the ball down to the Bulldog 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. I believe this is their deepest penetration of the night. Caden Wilburn comes split out wide to the near side, split backs behind Moore. Again to Llewellyn, straight up the middle, and not much running room there for Patrick. He is not really a running back that's going to go straight up the middle. He's more to the outside.
Well, see, that might be a problem with him is because the way that he runs is he runs straight up. He doesn't get down to get through the line like he needs to there.
Well, we're through 1 period of play, and our score is Cooper 6, Commerce nothing. Tiger football on KATR continues in a moment. We start the second quarter. Bonnie Moore under center, split backs. 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers. Moore back to pass. He is in a lot of trouble, and he will be dropped for a big loss back at his own 40-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 15 yards.
Ronnie Green got really good penetration that time to come in and get a hand on Moore. And Moore, even with his quickness and his good speed, Green had already had good enough penetration where Moore couldn't get away from him, and Moore just dug himself a little deeper hole in trying to break away.
Well, last time the Tigers had the ball, we talked about 3rd and 10 being a bad spot. Now they got it 3rd and 25 at the Bulldogs 40-yard line. Second quarter just started. Cooper leads Commerce 6-0. Derek Funderburg comes split wide to the near side. A wing left and a single back. And that might be Garrick Sampson. We'll have to check on that. I can't see his number. No, it's Patrick Fluellen. Monty Moore back to pass, throws to the left side of the field. Got a flag back by Monty Moore, and the pass was incomplete down the far sideline.
Well, it was Brian St. Clair. Cooper came in and took a free shot at Monty Moore and laid him out, and that's what the flag's for.
That's going to be an automatic first down.
And major yardage on top of that.
It'd be a 15-yard penalty, personal foul. And maybe the automatic first down does not come with that. I'm not sure. 15 yards is not good enough for a first down. I can't tell you that, but it may be the automatic. Personal foul against Cooper. It is an automatic first down. That's a big break for the Tigers. Monty Moore had to take some punishment, but it may be worth it.
Well, Moore's a tough kid. This guy, I like Monty Moore. The guy's a competitor. He's not real smooth. He doesn't claim to be, but he's a hustler, and he's going to try and find a way to beat you any way that he can, and he plays with a lot of heart. I like to watch him play.
You know, we really discovered that watching Monty play basketball, all those qualities you talked about. Split back, Moore is back to pass. This one to the near side, this one too hard. Caden Wilburn could not hang on to it.
Well, that's a drop pass. Wilburn should have caught that ball, but he took his eyes off of it. He heard the guy coming up defensively. But if he had, and this is speculation on my part, if he had caught the football and concentrated on come down, he had enough room where he could have made a really nice move and then broke towards the goalpost, and he might have picked up some really nice yardage and perhaps scored. But again, that's speculation. But he should have caught the pass.
He might have been able to bring it back toward the sideline and get it in that way, too. He had some options. Looked like Cooper was in some sort of zone defense there, and he found a seam. Wilburn comes wide to the near side, split back. Monty Moore back to pass. In a hurry. Slant pattern run. The pass is knocked away from the intended receiver at about the 15-yard line. That was Kenny Cooper, who was going for the football, and it was knocked away by Dwayne Thompson.
Well, Tracy France was the guy that was in there that tried to he should have had the interception. It was right there. A nice little slant pattern that was run, but Moore apparently didn't see the defensive player, and it was more, it was closer to the defensive player than it was to his intended receiver. Commerce, I think, was very fortunate there because he'd have been gone.
Tigers are having no success on first and second down. Again, they have it 3rd and 10, this time at the Bulldog 25-yard line. Metter goes in motion to the far side. Funderburg lined up wide to the near side. Moore back to pass. 3 Bulldogs in front of him. A little dump pass, incomplete, intended for Fluellen, who was amongst a crowd of Bulldogs himself. And that pass wasn't but 3 yards upfield and behind the line of scrimmage, and it brings up 4th and 10.
Well, the blitz was on that time. They sent everybody. They only had 2 guys to drop back, and they were after Monty on that play because they pretty much gambled that he was going to pass the ball on 3rd and 10 and not being able to move it. You kind of suspect that they're going to do that. And that's, defense just played it perfectly that time, and they were in the backfield. But Monty Moore, I thought, did an excellent job of dumping the ball off and almost getting it to Fluellen, so it wouldn't have been a loss. But he was able to get rid of the football, and that's what's important.
So it's 4th and 10 from the Bulldog 25, and the Tigers are going to go for it. They need 10 yards to get the first down. Caden Wilburn wide to the left. Funderburg wide to the near side. Fluellen and Grisby behind Monty Moore. Kenny Cooper lines up as a wing left. Moore slips as he drops back to pass at the 35-yard line. And he may have this time had time to set up in the pocket, but he slides down. This apparently is a pretty slick turf because it's not the first time we've seen a player slide down. That hurts Commerce, though, on 4th and 10. They turn the ball over on downs, and the Bulldogs take over 1st and 10 to their own 35. That's some of the best field position they've had.
Well, the grass is real short, and that makes for a fast field. But it wouldn't have done Moore any good anyway because all of the receivers were covered. The defense of Cooper did an excellent job of covering the receivers, and there wasn't anybody open. So Moore would probably have had to eat the ball anyway.
Cooper almost got caught with 12 players on the field. They've got it straightened out now. They hand it off to the tailback, Bam Morris, and he steps over tacklers and gets to the 40-yard line. And that will bring up 2nd down and 5.
Well, they'll set him up. Go ahead.
I think a big difference in this football game has been Cooper's success on 1st down and Commerce's failure on 1st down.
Well, their offense isn't clicking altogether. I mean, they haven't, not only have they not had success on the first down or the second, they haven't had success on the third either. The best thing they've had going for them is special teams. Kick return and kickoffs and punts has been the best thing going for Commerce in this game so far.
I'll have more on that in a moment. Miller rolls out to the left. The southpaw quarterback flips one out to the Bulldog 45 and chased out of bounds at the 47-yard line. He hits Jason Toon. And that should be a Bulldogs first down, and they will move the chains. 10:03 to play, first half. Cooper leading 6-0. They have the ball first and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
Real good play that time. Toon lined up on the near side, and he just kind of went out to about 5 or 6 yards and cut to his right and then slid underneath the coverage, and then he just dumped it off to him for a first down.
You were talking about Cleon Flanagan. He was one of the big question marks when the season started. He's been a superb punter for the Tigers.
But I bet he gets one blocked tonight.
Wing right, single back, twin receivers to the left. Hand off to that single back, Bam Morris. He runs into Derek Funderburk, who brings him down single-handedly at midfield. That's a pretty good tackle for Derek Funderburk, who got a great lick last week on Stick Robinson.
Well, Funderburk is, he likes to play tough football. He's not afraid of anybody they got on the field. And he just stuck his head right between the numbers of Marsh. You heard the pop all the way up here. And he just stuck him as best he knows how. It's a textbook stick, and he just took him down. The rest of the guys came over and have put him down on the ground.
But again, Morris is able to get 4 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 6 from the 50-yard line. Cooper with the ball, a little mixed direction play. They hand it off to Toon, comes to the left side. He's into Tiger territory across the 45 to the 43-yard line. One down by 3 Tigers, and the one who comes up off the bottom of the stack for the Tigers is Jason Strange.
Well, that's what happens when you have somebody like Morris in your backfield. They set up a little end around. Toon was over there, lined up on the tight end on the right side, and just came strolling around. Toon doesn't have great speed, but everybody's keying on Morris. Then they go to Green second, and that leaves everybody else open for anything else you want to do, like that little play right there. And Cooper is pretty much doing whatever they want to against the Commerce defense here between the 20s.
Sean Stillman split out wide to the right side, I formation. Again, a counter play. This one straight up the middle, and a gain of 3 across the 40 to about the 37-yard line. Again, that team is gaining a lot of offensive yards against the Tiger defense. Cooper's only got 6 points on the board. You look at their numbers, and you would think they'd have more than that.
Well, it's been the big play that has helped the Cooper out here tonight. But again, they've never had the ball on a 1st and 10 or a down situation inside Commerce's 20-yard line. Commerce is playing good defense when they need to play good defense.
The ball inside the 35 of the Tigers. The Bulldogs give it to Bam Morris, and he may be gone. He is. Got to get away from Chris Grisby. He does, and he's got a touchdown. I'll tell you, Grisby came out of nowhere and almost made a play on Bam Morris because he didn't look like anybody was going to catch up to him. Morris was able to get into the end zone, and the Bulldogs lead now.
Out of room. He should have tried to jump down in front of his legs and get tangled up in his legs to take him down, and that wasn't what he did. And that's what he needed to do to bring him down. Otherwise, the guy's gone. You cannot tackle Morris up high. It's not going to happen. The guy's too big. He's too strong. You're going to have to take him down at the legs to get him to go down on the ground.
The Bulldogs want to talk about it. They may decide to go for 2 here. They call their second timeout of the first half with 8:19 to play here in the second quarter. Cooper now leads Commerce 12-0.
Well, they've got Commerce and all in a stir right now. The defense is all shaken up. They've got them looking for inch around, and they've got too many people to look for. Cooper's got too many weapons at this point, and Commerce is just having a tough time keying on those guys. But they've been doing a good job of recovering. But you get somebody like Morris, who's got that pretty good size, pretty good speed to go with that size, and then once he gets into your secondary and beyond that, well, then it's all playing catch me from there. And again, when you try to tackle them up high, you're not going to be able to do it. But they've got the Commerce defense. They got them stutter-stepping right now.
And just when they start keying on Bam Morris, of course, if they never stop Morris, they'll just keep going to him. But this Cooper team has the ability to really diversify their offense. And last year, it was the short pass that helped out.
Well, I think that Commerce is going to figure out that, being willing or able or whatever to give up the big yardage between the 20s, you can't afford to do that with somebody like Morris because the guy's going to be gone. and they're going to have to tighten up between the 20s. They're going to have to start playing defense just like they play once they get inside their own 20. Otherwise, they're going to get so far behind in this football game, they're not going to be able to catch up because of the way the progress of the game has been going anyway.
Cooper has decided to go for the 2. Bam Morris is in the backfield. Miller is the quarterback. They have twin receivers to the left side. Got a feeling this is Bam Morris. It is Morris with the pitch, and the Tigers don't let him score the 2. Roy City had very little success with the 2-point conversion last week, and Cooper doesn't convert here, and the Tigers hold the Cooper lead at 12-0.
Well, Kenny Cooper is the one that he did. He tackled him where you got to get. He got down around his legs and then upset him that way, and then he just kind of rolled over the top of him but couldn't get down there. But that was a good job by Kenny Cooper that time to come up with the tackle.
We've got 8:19 left to play, first half. Commerce Tiger football continues in a moment. Cooper, 8:19 to play in the first half, and Cooper leads 12-0. They've missed a couple of point afters, but they've got 2 touchdowns, and they lead Commerce, and they're set to kick it away.
11 carries, 153 yards for Bam Morris in the first half.
Oh, my. Last week, Stig Robinson had 195 on 30 carries. Chris Grisby picks up the kick at about the 20, a little squib kick that he fields on one hop, and he gets out to near the 30-yard line. We'll see where they spot it at.
Wes Haddock on the stop for Cooper that time. Grisby did a fine job of picking his holes, trying to follow his blockers to try and find a little seam where he might be able to pick up a little extra yardage in the process of all that. And Commerce is their best offense has been special teams and run backs, punt returns, kickoff returns. And now they're going to have the offense is going to have to kick in gear. That's the bottom line.
Tigers have the ball at their own 27-yard line, 1st and 10, trying to get something going. Hand it off up the middle to Cleon Flanagan, and he's got a quick burst of speed for a gain of close to 8 yards, maybe a little more.
Cade Alley in to make the stop. There's a flag down on the play. We may have holding in the line. That's going to be the call against Commerce on that play. That may have been why he had that opening, was able to get through there. But they're spreading them out all up and down the line of scrimmage and trying to find something up the middle. If they can get the Cooper Bulldogs to buy that and to spread out, it may help them up the middle to try and break something open. But Commerce has got to get their offense going, and it just hasn't clicked here in the first half. They've had about 3 plays that were big plays, and that's, then they've had a couple that were, 3, 4, 5, 6 yards was the best that they could do. They've got to get the ball moving on offense on the ground, and Cooper is being very, very stingy defensively, and it's not going to be an easy game for them. But the offense just is not clicking yet.
Well, instead of 2nd and 3, it is 1st and 15 for the Tigers back at their own 17-yard line. Actually, 1st and 20. The handoff goes up the middle, and there's not much running room there, maybe a gain of 3. And again, it was Cleon Flanagan.
Well, they tried to get something, a little counterplay going up the middle, and there just wasn't anything there. And Cooper, when you get them down here like this, it's pretty easy to put everybody up the middle and try to get back and get to more. And you can afford to gamble when you got a 12-0 lead, and the first half is just about gone, and you got weapons in your backfield like Bam Morris.
7.5 minutes left to play here in the first half, with Cooper leading Commerce 12-0. It is 2nd down and 17 for the Tigers from their own 20-yard line. Monty Moore on a keeper to the near side. Lots of running room. He's to the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. He's gone down the far sideline at the Tiger touchdown. Somebody just did get him, but that was at the 1, and Moore got into the end zone.
Well, we have a flag back downfield, and I think it's going to be holding against Commerce, and they're going to bring it back.
Oh, that hurts.
It was a beautiful run by Moore that time, and he had an excellent opening. And again, Moore's speed is very, very deceiving. Offsides against Cooper, decline. So the touchdown
Bulldogs jumped off sides, and the Tigers will decline that. And Monty Moore gets Commerce back in the football game with a run of some 80 yards for a Tiger touchdown. Cooper got out to a big lead last year, a similar lead, and it was Phil Brown who had a big run at about this point in the ball game. This year, Monty Moore comes through for the Tigers.
Well, running that run-and-shoot offense, it's an option down the near side going to his right, and he just found a little opening over there, had a blocker, ran by one of the running backs in the backfield, just blew right by him, and then took on himself, covered the near sideline, and cut it back to the left to go down the far sideline and score for Commerce.
7 minutes left to play. First half. The point after attempt is on the way. It shoots through the upright, but we got a flag on the point after attempt. It's going to be against the Tigers. Cooper has the option of assessing it now or on the kickoff.
It was illegal procedure charged against the Commerce Tigers.
And this should move them back 5 yards and make Glenn Bass kick it again. Illegal procedure against Commerce, and that will be a 5-yard penalty, and Glenn Bass will kick it again. Holding for Bass is Steve Davenport.
Number 62, Lynn Bass.
So he'll kick it from the 20. There's the snap, goes through the hands of Davenport to Bass, pitches it back to Davenport, runs to the right and is knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. A failed conversion there on a poor snap. And it is 12-6. Nobody's been able to get points after touchdowns. It's a 6-point lead for Cooper. Seven minutes to play first half.
I was going to say that was a very alert play on the part of Bass. It landed back between his feet. He picked it up, trying to go up the middle, saw, forget it, buckwheat. Pitched it to Davenport, who was ready, and he came to the near side, and he was only about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards shy of getting it in the end zone for an unplanned 2-point conversion.
He was a block away from getting 2 points. He just needed one more man, and there was nobody there. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. Our score is Cooper 12, Commerce 6. Tiger football in a moment.
First Tigers, and that kind of set him off balance and allowed Flanagan to come over and put him away. But he put a move on Caden Wilburn and just sent him in the other direction and flat on his bottom. That was Tune is a very impressive ball player. Not much speed, but the guy gets the job done. He's doing a good job for Cooper here tonight.
Twin receivers to the left side. That's Zaffron and Zillman. A handoff goes to the fullback. That's Green, and he stopped for no gain, maybe a loss of a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11. The Bulldogs have it at their own 31, 32-yard line. They're going to give Green a yard on the carry, and they'll bring up 2nd and 9 from, we'll call it, the 33-yard line of the Bulldogs.
Eric Brune in there to make the stop for Commerce, and he was just grabbing hold of anything that he could get a hold of, and all he had left was his T-shirt, and that's what brought him down.
6:20 to play first half. 12-6. Cooper leads. Pitch to Bam Morris. He's to the 40. Gives a straight on to Llewellyn, who takes a ride, but brings Morris down across midfield at the 48-yard line.
Wes Haddock is the man who opened it up on the near side, and again, Pete, what they've been doing all during this ballgame in the first quarter is taking him to the short side of the field, and they've been getting the blocks, and he's had gaping holes to run through.
That is a first down for the Bulldogs as they sneak it into Tiger territory. It's at the 49-yard line. Again, they send 2 receivers out wide to the right in an I formation. Miller rolls right. He throws with the left hand. He's looking to throw now. He's in trouble, and he is going to go down at the 45-yard line of the Tigers.
Funderburg had a beat on him, was going down the line, fought off one blocker, started to drop back for the pass, and then decided that they were going to stretch him out to the sideline, so then he went after him, and that's when he made his cut to go inside. Stacy Miller did for the Cooper Bulldogs, and that was Funderburg that got him to finally commit, but he was still able to pick up yardage.
2nd and 5 for Cooper with under 5.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Zillman comes out wide to the near side. Zaffron wide to the right. An I formation. The handoff to the tailback. Bam Morris up the middle. He's got a quick 5 out to the 40. He's going to be close to a first down.
Ronnie McKay is the one that kind of got around his thighs and was just trying to hold on to those big things as he came powering through there, but he slowed him up enough for the rest of the Tigers to come in and swarm on him to put him down.
Where they marked it, he may be short of the first down. They had to get to just across the 40, and they spotted the ball right at the 40. So it's going to bring up 3rd and very short for the Bulldogs. 3rd and less than a yard.
Well, in the famous words of Boley Crawford, we'll take every little tater that ain't frosted.
And I'm sure you hear words like that every weekend. I formation. The receiver to either side of the line of scrimmage. They give it to the fullback, Green. A flag on the play. Green apparently has the first down, but we'll check the penalty as Green carried the ball inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. That's holding against Cooper. That's a big break for Commerce.
It was Joel Moody, number 60 for Cooper, got a hold of one of the Commerce Tigers linemen, made a great takedown.
That'll be a 10-yard penalty. It'll move Cooper back to the 50-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Actually, 3rd and a little longer than 10.
Well, maybe they're wearing him out. He may just be running so much that they're finally going to tire him out.
Young man has a lot of carries and a lot of yards, not only in this game, but for the season, for last season, and for the season before that. Twins receivers, a wing right, a single back. Don't have to tell you who that is. A little counter play again to Toon. Comes to the near side across the 50, 45, 40. He's got the first down on a 13-yard carry. And it was Caden Wilburn there to bring him down on the near sideline.
Well, it's the same thing. A little end-around play that time with Toon. They lined him up on the right side, brought him around to the near side, and had everybody looking for Green or for Bam to pick up the big yardage to try and get a first down. And Toon just comes around, heads to the sideline and down the sideline, gets a nice block, and pick up some nice yardage.
Seemingly, the Bulldogs are cycling about 5 plays. I mean, they're not showing very much to the Tigers, but what they're showing is working.
Well, you still got to guess which one of those 5.
I formation. To the fullback. He's straight up the middle. He's going to have a quick gain of 8, 9, maybe 10 yards. He may have a first. He should be short of a first down.
Chad Owenberger opened up a big hole over right guard, and that was all that he needed to be gone and head into the secondary of the Commerce Tigers. Owenberger did a great job of taking out his player. It's
a 9-yard gain to the 29-yard line, and a timeout has been called by the Tigers. That's their first of the half with 3:33 to play in the first half. Cooper leads Commerce 12-6. Tiger football continues in a moment.
That was different. I wouldn't. To me, there's no comparison between the two.
Well, Cooper has it. Commerce was the one that called the timeout, and Cooper has it second and very short at the 28-yard line of Commerce. Miller rolls out to the right side, a little dump pass. That's good for a first down out to the 20 to near the 10-yard line. Metter finally brought down the receiver, who may have been the tight end, Byron Bonds. And it was not. It was Toon again.
Well, Metter did a great job over there, and he stuck him hard. He really hit him hard. He paid for the game. But now we're starting to get down into where Commerce really gets stingy and giving up the yardage with it down inside the Commerce 20.
So let's see if the Commerce defense responds again. It's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Tiger 13-yard line. Zillman wide to the near side, I formation behind Miller. Bam Morris is the tailback. Green is the fullback. Pitch goes to Bam Morris. Steps it back inside, a gain of maybe 3.
The dynamic duo, Jason Wyatt and Bobby Guillory, that time teaming up. Guillory dived in from the right side of Bam. Wyatt came in from the other side, and both of them dove at his ankles. And that's the thing that took him down. You got to stop his legs and tie his legs together. You're not going to be able to stop this guy up high because he's too heavy, and he's got too much speed to do that.
Well, they held him for a 1-yard gain, and it is 2nd down and 9 from about the 11-yard line of the Tigers. Cooper can get a first down without scoring. This time another misdirection. They get it to Bam Morris, and 5 Tigers smother him as he runs behind the left side of his offensive line.
Jason Wyatt got hold of one of the ankles and just held on to it, would not let go, and was being dragged down the field. But he slowed him down enough to where the rest of the swarming Tigers were able to come in and put him down. And right now, the Tigers are playing tough down inside their 20.
A gain of about 3 for Bam Morris brings up 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs. Receiver comes wide to the near side, I formation, and a receiver also wide to the right. Tigers get the 12th man off the field just in time. Miller gets the snap, rolls right, throws into the end zone. It is caught by Byron Bonds. Bulldog touchdown.
Well, Bonds was lined up the tight end on the left side, and he just ran a real quick end pattern and took the left towards the goalpost. and was wide open, but Miller had the option that time of going ahead and running it. He had another receiver that was open in the corner, but Byron Bonds was just wide open over the middle, and just had to lay it in there. If he just get it within him, he's caught because of one defensive player there.
We talked a lot about Bam Morris. Byron Bonds is another Division I type player.
Well, he's not playing like it in this game. He's got the tools, he's got the stats to back that up, but he's not having that kind of game against the Commerce Tigers.
Well, they haven't really featured him. They've had a lot of success with Bam Morris. Of course, one of the real assets of Bonds is his downfield blocking.
Who called the timeout?
The Bulldogs have called their final timeout of the first half. 1:36 to play. The conversion's becoming a key part of this game. Somebody needs to get one. It's 18-6 in favor of Cooper. It's a 12-point lead. The question is, do they want to try for a 13 or a 14-point lead? I got a feeling they'll go for 2 again.
Well, it's worth a try. Now you're getting down to the point where you gamble or what do you do? It's because you know now that Commerce can score. You got to look out for Monty Moore. Eventually he's going to hit because the guy can pass the football. Their offense just not clicking yet with this run and shoot.
Commerce is going to have to use their offense to play a little defense. They're going to have to hold the ball for a little longer. Oh, they don't mind the 80-yard runs, but they need to eat up some clock when they've got the football because that's going to be the only way to stop Bam Morris and the Bulldog offense.
And they need to score on the end of that drive. That'll be the key.
Go down!
So they will go for the 2. It's an I formation with the ends tight. Miller rolls out right again, throws to the end zone. Again, it's Bonds, and he's got the 2 points. 1:36 to play, first half of this football game between Cooper and Commerce. And it's the Cooper Bulldogs 20, the Commerce Tigers 6. Commerce Tiger football on KHER. Commerce, Texas continues in a moment.
Hey, let's
over Commerce with 1:36 to play in the first half. It's a big drive for Commerce once they get the football. Need to score before they go to the locker room.
Well, you know, just as I was saying that the guy's not playing like he's got the potential to, Bonds catches 2 scoring passes, you know, for Cooper. But Commerce now needs to put something together. They need to put a drive because they're not going to be able to live by the big play in this game, trailing at 20-6.
Pretty good kick is fielded by Caden Wilburn at the 20-yard line, comes straight up the center of the field, and gets out across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. So the Tigers have 69 yards to cover to get to the end zone and a minute and a half to play with and 2 timeouts to work with.
Chris Blakely made the stop that time on Caden and came in just to put that right shoulder right in the guts.
Wilburn goes split wide to the left side. Cooper is in a slot left, I formation, handed off to the fullback, and not much there at all as he goes off left guard for a gain of maybe a yard.
That could be confusing, couldn't it? When you say Cooper slot left, and they're playing in Cooper, and that's Cooper. Oh, yeah, Kenny Cooper. Yeah, I forget it. Kenny Cooper, that's it. Yeah, that's a ticket.
Clock continues to roll, 67 seconds to play in the first half. Wilburn wide to the near side. Monty Moore, a little short drop back pass, throws it out to the far side to Metter. He has got the first down, I believe, to the 40-yard line of the Tigers.
Well, that play was designed for Metter to be able to step out of bounds once he made the pass. Instead, he tried to cut back up the middle and get some yardage, and so the clock will be able to continue to roll because of that, but they'll stop it long enough to move the chain.
Yeah. That is the first down, and that stops the clock. The Tigers now have it, 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Kenny Cooper comes split out wide to the near side. That's one of very few first downs for the Tigers tonight. Moore rolls out to the right side, has Kenny Cooper. It is almost intercepted by Toon. Cooper had slipped behind the defender. The pass did not lead Kenny Cooper at all, and Jason Toon was able to get a hand on it and almost an interception on the near sideline.
Well, there's 3 ways you can look at that play. 1, Toon should have caught the ball. 2 perhaps I should say. Toon got inside the receiver, and then Cooper did not move. You know, once that Moore was open, Cooper was open. All he had to do, because he had Toon turned around, and if he would have made about 5 yards or 3 yards to the right or one side or the other, he could have hit him, and they could have gotten another first down.
2 receivers come out to the near side. Monty Moore is in trouble back to pass. He'll run again. He's got to beat one man. He's down out of bounds at the 46-yard line into Bulldog territory.
Well, Moore did a good job that time. He saw that everybody had gone deep looking for the pass, and he saw he had some running room out in front of him. Then he did the wise thing, head to the sideline, and then stop the clock, and plus get the first down.
Did get the first down, and 30 seconds left to play here in the first half, and they spot the ball at the 48 of Cooper. So the Tigers spotted Cooper a 12-point lead, then cut it to 12-6, and now it's 20-6 Cooper, and the Tigers trying to get on the board before halftime. Moore back to pass. He's in trouble, looks confused. Now he drops the football. Fumble, and Cooper says they have it, and indeed they may have it. They do.
He tried to put the ball down on his hip, just trying to get it out of the way of the Cooper Bulldogs who were grabbing. He saw a little place over the left side where he might have a little running room, but then he wanted to bring the ball back up and throw it away if he had to. But that was just one of those aggressive plays where it didn't pay off for him, and he winds up fumbling the football and giving it to Cooper, and they've got 20 seconds to try and do something with it here.
Very important for the Commerce defense to not let anything happen here.
Yeah, with 20 seconds, the tendency is to think that, gosh, they'll just let the clock run out and we'll just kind of let down here. But you can't do that, not with Morris in the backfield.
And we might see Big Ben. Miller has the ability to throw the ball deep. Wing left, that man goes in motion out to the far side. That's the right side. Miller back to pass. Thunderbird bringing on some pressure. Dumps it out left side to Van Morris, and he gets to the 45-yard line of the Tigers. That play took a lot of time. Clock continuing to roll. 10 seconds. 8 seconds. We may not get another play off. 4 seconds, and that's going to do it for the first half.
Thunderbird had a shot at Miller and took him out in the backfield. Forced Miller to throw the ball a little before he wanted to. Morris was able to get under it and try and get some yardage, but Sam Owens had him played perfectly and cut him down before he was able to get any yardage out of the deal. But it was worth a shot for Cooper to take a shot.
Cooper couldn't stop the clock there at the end of the half. They've used all their timeouts in the first half, so it comes to an end. The first half does with our score. Cooper 20, Commerce 6. Tiger football continues in a moment. The second half trailing Cooper 20-6. Back to deep receive is Van Morris. Bass approaches the ball, sends it end over end. It is fielded by Morris on a hop at the 25. He is to the 30, to the 35, and close to the 40-yard line before being brought down by Metter and Caden Wilburn.
Metter caught him from behind and grabbed him around the waist, and that slowed Morris down to allow the rest of the Tigers to come in and put him away. But Cooper's going to start out with excellent field position here to start the second half and to win at their back.
Stacy Miller is their quarterback. The fullback is Ronnie Green. The tailback is Van Morris. The tight end is Byron Bond. Split wide to the left is Stan Zaffron. They also have a man in the slot on the left side. Commerce in a 4-3 defense, and Eric Boone jumps off sides unless he was drawn off by Byron Bonds, the tight end, lined up on the right side of the Cooper offense.
Yeah, Bonds moves, and very alertly, Commerce just fired across and popped him headed into the backfield. That'll be 5 yards. Oh, please.
They called it against the Tigers.
Well, see, he's in a 3-point stance, Bonds was, and he moved. And just a split second after he moved is when Commerce fired in.
He's the tight end, Rich, and if I'm not mistaken, he is allowed to move.
Well, as long as he resets. And he moved forward and then kind of leaned back, but then he remained set. But you got to have a good 1 second count, and that's a judgment call there.
Stan Zaffron split out wide to the near side. The pitch goes to the tailback. That's Van Morris, started to the left and then cut back up the middle, and he gets out to the 48-yard line. A gain of a couple. It will bring up second down and 3 for the Bulldogs at about the 49-yard line of Cooper.
Ronnie McKay helped make that play, but it was Robert Kendall who stayed at home, and Morris just ran right into Kendall. He was exactly where he needed to be there at defensive left tackle, and Morris just ran right into him and stopped giving up the first down on that particular play.
Byron Bonds, the tight end, lines up on the left side. Tillman wide to the left, Zaffron to the near side. Green and Morris in the backfield behind Miller, and the handoff goes to Green. He's got the first down across the 50 into Tiger territory at the 48-yard line.
Tim Lane
again, Cooper moves to 6.
Tim Lane was there. He probably saved another 5 or 10 yards on that play by getting in there as quickly as he did.
11-11 to play, third quarter. Cooper leading Commerce 20-6. Last year the Tigers came in here 2-0, left 2-1. May have the same problem again this year. They've got a half of football in which to catch up to the Bulldogs. Receiver split wide to the left, I formation. Back to pass is Miller. Looks to go long, got in trouble, rolls out to the left. Does avoid one tackle and then can't avoid the second. Looked like Derek Funderburk had him. Somehow Miller was able to spin away from Derek, but in spinning he ended up in the hands of Kenny Cooper.
Well, his pass protection broke down really quick. He had receivers open on either side, and he is a left-handed quarterback, and he was going left and wanting to throw left. And Cade Alley was out there waiting on him. If Alley had turned around before he did, and Miller had been able to see him do that, he probably could have connected with him for at least a first down, if not more. But Alley apparently was running a long pattern.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 and gets the ball back in Bulldog territory at the 49. Pitch to Bam Morris. Derek Funderburk watches Bam Morris go to the other side and get out to the 45-yard line. Bam Morris just simply reversed his field. Derek Funderburk was set to make the tackle, and Bam Morris did a vanishing act.
He did. You called it. He reversed his field. He was coming this side and saw the door was shut, so he just promptly turned and started going the other side, and Jason Wyatt made a flying tackle to stop him for about a 4-yard gain in what could have turned out to be something really evil as far as Commerce was concerned, because he was headed to the sideline.
3rd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. About a 5-yard gain on the play, and it was an ad-lib by Morris. Rolling to the near side is Miller. He dumps a little pass out for Bonds, covered by Cooper. The pass over Bonds' head, and Cooper goes ahead and gives Bonds a lick anyway. The pass incomplete, and it will bring up 4th and 7 for the Bulldogs from the Tiger 45-yard line, and Cooper will have to punt for just the 2nd time tonight, and taking care of the punting is Dwayne Thompson.
Go back into punt formation.
Back to deep receive will be Kenny Cooper. This may be another area where the Tigers will miss Garrett Sampson. Cooper did return the opening kickoff in grand style. The snap way over the head of the punter. And he's going to have to ad-lib at the 30-yard line, and he's running backwards, wants to throw. Goes long, it's incomplete. Zaplin fell down at the 40-yard line, and a flag comes sailing.
Well,
and we got an injured Tiger back at the 20-yard line. That's Caden Wilburn.
Well, Wilburn, he got popped by Bonds. I mean, Bonds drew a beat on him. Instead of getting up and trying to run it as a receiver, Bonds decided to zero in on one of the Tigers to go back and block for Thompson. And Wilburn was, unfortunately, the victim of that crash. I mean, Bonds popped him, blindsided him, and took him down. And he's probably, he didn't know he had that many cobwebs in his life.
Well, as you might expect on a play like that, an ineligible receiver got downfield, and the Tigers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 45. Oh, that's right, incomplete pass, incomplete pass, so it's basically turned it over on downs. Well, that was a good job passing the football then. An incomplete pass is better than the loss he was about to take.
I thought it was real poor sport. I think he should have given up the football every year. Said, come on. Now, that was very alert on the part of Thompson. If he can get the yardage, fine. If not, at least he's throwing it in a clean spot to where he's not going to risk an interception. And he did. He saved about 30 or 40 yards for Cooper by doing that.
When the snap was over his head, that was a loss of 10, and then he ran backwards 10 more yards and was in a real hole, and the incomplete pass really saved him. Split backs behind Moore. They hand it off to Johnson, and a couple of tacklers bounce off him, but Bonds buries Johnson, but Johnson picks up the first down into Bulldog territory. I'll tell you, this is the 2nd week in a row that Clarence Johnson has come in the 3rd quarter and provided the Tigers with a little spark.
Well, they caught the defense asleep over there. They had everybody over to the near side looking for them to run a passing play and run and shoot down this direction because Moore's been doing a lot to the left side. And they just kind of caught them asleep over there, and it took them a little while to recover. That's a good play by the Commerce Tigers. Good running by Johnson.
Clarence Johnson gets the Tigers a first down at the 44-yard line of Cooper. Twin receivers come out to the left side. Again, they go to Johnson, and he grinds out 3 yards behind the blocking of his right tackle.
That looked like it was almost the same play. Although this time they recovered much more quickly.
Second down and 8 for the Tigers coming up. The ball at the 43 of Cooper. With 8:23 to play in the third quarter, the Bulldogs lead the Tigers 20-6, and Clarence Johnson is limping off, favoring his right leg. So Cleon Flanagan is into the ball game. Cooper and Harris to the near side. Monty Moore on a keeper. He may have the first down as he goes behind the right side of that offensive line, and he gets out near the 35-yard line.
I think it may be just a little bit short, but Moore wasted no time. Once he saw the hole there, he was headed for it, and I think it was wise on his part. Flanagan in the game now, not really perhaps in game gear for the second half, and Moore exercising that option that he has, and he decided to tuck it and go ahead and run and picks up some nice yardage. He's going to be close to a first down.
And he's going to be an inch short. I mean, just short.
I'd call that close.
You got to feel like a quarterback sneak may come here.
Well, you can almost waste the down. When you've just got an inch, you want to, perhaps try for the big play here.
Well, it's going to be fourth and short, though.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Sure is. Well, let's go for it. What do you say?
Don't have much other choice right now. Trailing 20-6 with 7:55 to play in the third quarter, and Cooper's ability to score on short notice. Well, begging my pardon, it's going to be third and short.
Well, let's still go for it.
They give it to Cleon Flanagan, and he's got the first down. Across the 35 to about the 33-yard line. That is a Tiger first down. So on third and short, Tigers convert, and they haven't been converting on third down.
This might be a factor in the ball game, and that Bass has gotten accustomed to working the ball game from up in the press box, and being back down on the field kind of helps him lose his perspective somewhat.
I don't think he really liked it too much up in the press box. The handoff goes straight up the middle. Another gain of maybe 3 for Cleon Flanagan will bring up second down and 7 as he gets to about the Bulldog 30-yard line. I think Bass felt a little confined in the press box last year. He went up there after about the third or fourth week of the season, went ahead and stayed up there all season long, and he's back down on the field tonight. All season he's been on the field.
Well, there's really not any room for him to be in the press box over here.
Not tonight. There wasn't enough room for us. That's because I brought Rich Renault. Handoff is to Chris Grisby, and he doesn't have much running room, and he tries to get it behind the left side of the line. He gains maybe 2, and it's going to bring up third down and call it 2 for the Tigers at the 25-yard line. They've got to get to about the 24-23 for a first down.
Can you imagine Bass joining our broadcast team for ET football?
I don't think that the Highway Patrol is going to let that happen. Too much weight on the bridges. Handoff to Flanagan. He almost got through the initial line of tacklers, but he is brought down after about a 7-yard gain. That's good for a first down.
Bonds is going to have to come out. He's twisted his ankle or something, and he's really showing favoring that right foot. They've seen something that's soft in the middle, and they're picking away at it. Using
sure are. That's supposed to be the strong part of this Cooper defense. They talked about those tackles, St. Clair and Lieber. And Cooper likes for you to go up the middle most of the time, but the Tigers have had some success here. Bo Schimbeckler style, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
I thought that was Woody Hayes at Ohio State.
It's one of those Big Ten. It may be Fred Akers.
I didn't care for either one of the coaches, so it doesn't matter.
Split backfield. And the handoff to Cleon Flanagan. Monty Moore may have been able to keep that one and go a long way. A little play action there may have done good. 2-yard gain for Flanagan, maybe a little more. We got a flag late, way late.
I think we're going to have some unsportsmanlike conduct. And I'm not sure who it's going to go against. I think maybe it's going to go against Cooper.
It may be against Cooper because Monty Moore looked like he was talking to the official.
Well, Metter was holding his hands up like, what did I do? I don't know if he was saying, what did I do to deserve a flag, or what did I do to deserve a little extra roughness on the part of the Cooper Bulldogs.
It's going against the Bulldogs. It is unsportsmanlike conduct, and that's a first down.
Now, see, this is the stuff that can really hurt you, is when you start making those kind of stupid disciplinary mistakes down it deep in your own territory. Now you give Commerce the ball.
First and goal to go at the 8-yard line.
And stuff like that can hurt you.
Monty Moore split back. Cooper and Harris to the near side. Moore rolls out right, scatters back into the inside, doing everything he could to stay on the feet and dove forward for a gain of maybe 2. And it'll bring up second and goal from the 5.
Chad Owenberger was coming that time. He was in the backfield almost as quickly as he took the snap, as Moore took the snap and started trying to find some room. Owenberger is the one that forced that play. Otherwise, they might have had a little bit more success with it. So you got to give credit to Owenberger for Cooper for making that play stop.
Harris comes out wide to the near side. Metter in a slot left. Split back behind Moore. Pitch goes to Cleon Flanagan around the right side. Avoids one tackle, avoids a second. Slips in the end zone. Commerce touchdown.
That was real good footwork on his part. He was headed out of bounds, and he just kind of threw his feet, both feet, back inside the pylon. Probably his body was out of bounds, but his feet went inside the pylon. Commerce gets the touchdown. He didn't follow his blockers. He had Monty Moore and the other running back running in front of him. He could have cut a little bit earlier, but he took it outside and just barely got the touchdown. He wanted to make it look spectacular, I guess.
The Tigers have not looked spectacular, but don't look now. They're back in this football game. They trail by 8 with the point-after attempt upcoming. And 5:13 to play in the third quarter. Lots of time.
Yeah, see, now you can kick the extra point here.
I'm kind of surprised they got Glenn Bass out on the field. And they're going to need to get him his kicking shoe, I think. What do we got? They got a personnel problem.
They better call timeout, so they better call.
And no, they did get the timeout call.
Well,
that's going to hurt, Rich. They got to burn a timeout to save losing yardage on a point-after attempt. Football game tightens up late in the game. Tigers may wish they had that timeout. We'll take a timeout with the Tigers with 5:13 to play. No, I'll tell you what, Rich, we'll keep it right here. We'll take a timeout after the point-after.
Well, that was...
How do you like that direction by the seat of your pants?
I'm used to that. You know, especially when you got a seat of pants as big as mine. You got plenty of room to do that kind of thing. Commerce needs to get on the scoreboard here. I think that, you know, it may be wise to go ahead and play it safe and just try for the kick, although they might have had a little trick play on here. But it's difficult to run when you don't have all of the players on the field. And you can bet your sweet biffy the coaches are going to have something to say to the special teams, because that's one of the things they talk and talk and talk about is special teams be ready.
8 plays, 56 yards, what the drive took for the Tigers. Glenn Bass on for the point-after attempt. It is a trick play. They get it to Davenport. He lost one toward the end zone. It's well short and incomplete.
Well, it was short and incomplete because Jeremy Anderson jumped up and one-handedly pulled the ball down and was almost able to come up with an interception, which would have been points for the other side if he had been able to return it and score it. But that was Jeremy Anderson that stopped that 2-point conversion.
I'll give a crack at describing how this happened. Kevin Metter was lined up on the left side. He turned around, took a pitch, and then pitched it to Davenport, who was to throw. And then that's when Jeremy Anderson took over. Commerce Tiger football continues in a moment with our score. Cooper 20, Commerce 12. We'll be back. Mount Trail 20-12. And Commerce will kick it away. Glenn Bass approaches the pigskin and lifts a high end-over-end short kick that will be fallen on at about the 20-yard line of the Bulldogs.
Well, that was what you need really big time there is a good kick, and that was one thing Bass didn't have. It was real short, end over end, and it was just real easy for them to, you know, kind of a little ding kick there. And that puts Cooper in really good field position to come out here to start this drive.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs. They have the ball at about their own 22-yard line. 5 minutes and 12 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Cooper leading 20-12. Now, this might be a big defensive stand for the Tigers. If they could get the ball right back here, it would certainly be beneficial. The handoff to the fullback, Green, and he squirts out for a quick 8-yard gain out to across the 30, about the 32-yard line. Just short of a first down.
This is where they started messing him up in late in the first quarter, is by getting Green in on that little stuff up the middle and a little off tackle and off guard and then a little counter gap and things, and that's what really hurt Commerce early.
Coming out is Silman wide to the near side. They also have a receiver out wide to the far side in I formation. Pitch to the tailback, Bam Morris. He breaks one tackle, coming to the near sideline, hurdles another tackler, gets to the 45 to the 50-yard line, where Jason Strange brings him down. Just shy of the 50 at the Bulldog 49-yard line.
Well, Kenny Cooper had him in the backfield, and he made a dive at him, tried to grab him around the waist, try to get up high on him, and it's like throwing a teddy bear at a moving body, and he just bounced off of him.
I'm telling you, my Coke's getting abused here. It's been kicked over twice now. Cooper has the ball at their own 49, 1st and 10 after a great Bam Morris run. Receiver wide to either side of the formation. The handoff up the middle to the fullback, and he gets to the Tiger 45-yard line. And that was, again, Green.
Morris's last carry gave him 18 carries for 202 yards in this ball game against Commerce.
He had about, 4,000 yards his sophomore year last year, hobbled by an injury, close to 1,700 yards, and he is on another great pace in 1989. Twin receivers out to the left side. Nobody to the near side. That's the short side of the field. They pitch it to Green. He comes to the near side. It's Toon to the 30, to the 20, to the 15-yard line where he's brought down from behind. And the man who finally caught up with him for the Commerce Tigers was Sam Owen.
Grisby had a shot at him and should have taken him down and didn't. Also having a shot at him was Jason Strange. He couldn't get him to go down. And the Commerce had 2 opportunities to take him down, and they just didn't do it. But I'll tell you, the thing that amazes me is how much success that Cooper's having running to the short side of the field. They are just eating Commerce alive on the short side of the field.
They bring Green back in as a fullback. We had seen, and they got Toon in as the tailback. Toon in for Bam Morris. And a whistle just as the snap came into the hands of the quarterback, Stacy Miller. 3:08 to play third quarter. Cooper leading 20-12 and threatening to add more, but this is where the Tiger defense has been tenacious in the early part of the 89 football campaign.
Well, it's against Cooper on that play, and again, they lined up off sides as a dead ball foul. That's the second time that's happened to them in the game. That could be a break for Commerce because now it gives them 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10 outside of Commerce's 10-yard line. But now Commerce has really got to get tough.
1st and 15 from the 16-yard line. Get a first down, they got to get it to the 1. I formation, twin receivers, left side, handoff, tailback Toon, up the middle, bust through some tacklers, and then is finally corralled, but not until he gains 7 or 8 yards.
Well, again, his little misdirection that time. He faked the handoff to the right side and then handed over to Toon, and there was a big hole over on the left side, and they caught Commerce going in the other direction, and right now they're pretty much having their way with the Commerce Tigers.
The ball is spotted. That's about the 7-yard line of the Tigers, and it is 2nd down, and call it 5. So the 10-yard gain turns 1st and 15 into 2nd and 5. They can get a first down without scoring. Bam Morris will score behind the blocking of his right tackle. He goes straight into the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown, and it's 26-12, and that's a big drive for the Bulldogs as they immediately answer the Tigers' score. 2:05 to play here in the third quarter, and the Bulldogs have taken a 14-point lead over Commerce.
Cooper just got too many weapons.
Cade Alley holds for Sean Philman. They'll just trying to get the 1 point. The kick is up. The kick is good. And Cooper leads Commerce 27-12 with 2:05 to play in the third period. Commerce Tiger football will continue in a moment.
I always wanted to be like my
101 has passed away. And in other news, the plane crash in New York the other night, it's been determined that was the fault of the pilot. Here in Cooper, there's 2:05 left to play in the third quarter. And the Commerce Tigers may be crashing in Cooper because the Bulldogs have been pretty tough.
Well, they're ranked number 8 in the state by the Associated Press poll, and that's got to say something there because the Associated Press is pretty picky about who they give their rankings to. And I don't think that by any stretch of the imagination that Cooper is overranked. I think they're well deserving of that number 8 ranking, and they got more than just Morris in the backfield. They got a good ball club here.
They've got a lot of weapons, as you mentioned, after that touchdown. There's a vertical spiral that is caught at the 25-yard line by Ricky Harris. He brings the kickoff to the 35-yard line. That was a crazy-looking spin after that kick.
Well, those little things will happen like that every now and again, and he did the wise thing by going ahead and tucking the ball away and trying to run with it. And he just went to the wrong side of the field. They had the return set up to go to the other side, and he came to this side, and because it was a short kick and he took it up, that kind of cut down on the possibilities of getting a good run back on the play.
Went spinning through the air like a globe, and it was caught by Ricky Harris. Ricky Harris goes out wide to the far side. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 35. Tigers trying to get set. They bring Cooper to the near side. It's Patrick Llewellyn in motion to the far side. They hand it off to Cecil Mayberry. He's still on his feet across the 45 to midfield. That's a first down for Cecil Mayberry, who scored a touchdown last week in Royce City.
Well, they had movement that time, had motion, and that kind of upset the Cooper defense. And they caught him a good play that time. Mayberry made a good run, and one of the guys missed a tackle. And one of the coaches is out on the field with the referee, and the referee is telling him to get off of the field, and he's talking with him on the near sideline, and he is upset.
That's the Cooper head coach, Brian McCamey.
McCamey's in a gray sweater.
Oh, okay. No, that is not. That is Brian McCamey, folks. The man with the headset.
We have a first down and 10 as they go to work with midfield.
Split backs with a wing right. That's Metter in motion to the near side. The handoff goes to Patrick Llewellyn. He may have fumbled the football. We got a flag down as well. There's a scramble. Byron Bond is down there, and I'll tell you what, if Byron Bond is on the end of that bottom of the pile, I got a feeling he's going to be the one to come up with the football. He and a Tiger are really struggling for it.
One of the officials, the line judge, was down there. He was under the bottom of the pile. He was scrambling for the football as well, but Commerce comes up with it. Good play. The official is one that's getting a round of applause from the fans here.
Some comic relief here at Cooper as the official down scrambling for the football. That official is definitely going to lose fighting with Byron Bonds. Ball right at midfield, 2nd and 10 for Commerce. 59 seconds to play third quarter. Bonnie Moore on a keeper to the right side, grabbed by the short collar for a loss of 4.
Well, that was just a great play defensively that time on the part of the Cooper Bulldogs. Kyle Spangler went over there, and he had, Moore was gone. He had really put a move on Spangler, got around him, and all Spangler could do was just try and reach and grab for something. It happened to be the back of his shoulder pads, and he just spun him around. His feet just ran out from under him as he dropped to his back.
3rd and 13 for the Tigers. 21 seconds to play in the third quarter. The ball at the Tiger 46-yard line on the far hash marks. Ricky Harris comes out to the near side. A wing left, split back, Moore back to pass. He's going to turn it upfield and run. No running room, grabbed at the ankles and dropped at the 46-yard line. Well, another loss on the play of about 3, and it's going to bring up 4th and 16.
This defense for Cooper just seems to be getting better as the game goes on. They just get even more stingy. and they've got so much talent on offense, and now they're showing that they've also got it on defense. So they're working both sides of the ball, and Cooper's just doing an excellent job.
That brings to a conclusion the third quarter of play. Our score, Cooper 27, Commerce 12. Tiger football continues in a moment. As the official turns us around, and now Commerce will be going left to right, and Cooper will be going right to left. And it's 4th and long for the Tigers as we start the fourth quarter. 12 minutes of football left here on KETR, Commerce, Texas. FM 89, the one for 89. This snap over the head of Cleon Flanagan. He snags it, but goes to the turf. Cleon Flanagan did a great job getting that football. He looked like Ozzie Smith, but he may have pulled a hamstring doing it. And then he slipped to the ground, and somebody was there to cover him up. Didn't matter. When he fell to the ground, he was down. And Cooper takes over 1st and 10 at the Tiger 30-yard line. A bad break for the Tigers. We talked with Coach Bass in the pregame show. Flanagan had gotten a low, bad snap last week in Roy City. Said they work on that every day, but Flanagan's going to get some bad snaps.
Well, that one was a little bit high. They've all been pretty high tonight, but they haven't been out of his reach. And that one, he was able to go up, bounce, and tip it around. At least didn't give up as much yardage as he could have if it gotten by him. But he's got Charlie horses now. That's what they're trying to stretch out of him. Because because of the way he came down and then trying to get moving, and his legs just froze. They just locked on him.
His mind was working faster than his legs could.
They're leaving Morris in. They've got a 27-12 lead with 11:56 remaining, and they haven't started district play yet.
Well, you know, you got a guy here that you want to show off, and you want him to get the big yards, and you want the college scouts to see him. No doubt about it. That's got to be on their mind.
I think he's already shown enough. He
a little play action more. No, he does have the football, and Morris gets to about the 21-yard line, a gain of 5, bring up 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs.
Grisby did a good job of cutting his feet out from under it.
Actually, not quite a 5-yard gain. They'll call it a gain of 3 and bring up 2nd and 7. 11:35 to play in this football game, and Cooper pretty much in control. A 15-point lead, 27-12. The Harris Poll had Cooper as a 17-point favorite. Evidently, they knew what they were talking about, and I didn't. It's not over yet, though, huh?
No, it's not over yet. Commerce has got the ability to come back and score some more points.
Twin receivers to the left side. Again, the little fake to Morris going right and then handing it off to the fullback coming to the near side. This time, the Tigers read it. They've seen it often enough. And it's a 1-yard loss. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 at the about the 25-yard line. Ball in Tiger territory. 10:46 to play in the football game. So a reminder, no East Texas State football tomorrow, but they're back in action a week from tomorrow as they play Central State as LSC play begins a week from tomorrow. Stacy Miller is going to call timeout. Doesn't like what he sees on the other side of the line of scrimmage. With our score, Cooper 27, Commerce 12. 10:27 to play in the football game. Tiger football continues in a moment.
First trailing the Cooper Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have the football here with a 3rd and 7 with the ball at their 25-yard line, Pete. Commerce is 25.
Cooper's still a little confused, trying to get the right personnel on. They add 10. They get the 11th man on. They pitch it to the tailback. Bam Morris comes left side. He flipped head over heels and held on to the football, a gain of a couple.
Good tackle. Sam Owens got underneath there and really took...
okay, I dried up your seat, Rich.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Oh, yeah, you left a wet... You dried the seat, but you left a wet napkin. That's pretty good.
It's going to bring up 4th down for the Bulldogs. And the ball at the Tiger 22. A little surprised Cooper going for it here. They're going to try to rub it in, Rich?
No, there's not much else you can do this far down.
Yeah, they can't kick it this far, really, and the punt's too close. So they'll give it to Bam Morris, and he'll spin away from one tackle, break another, leaves the football behind, but he picks it up. He gets the 1st down, and he gets inside the 10-yard line, near the 5-yard line. We'll call up the 6 for now.
you can't put a good runner up against poor tackling. At that time, there were about 3 Commerce Tigers that had a shot at him, and they just couldn't take him down because they were not exercising good tackling techniques. And you put the two together, and the guy's going to eat you up.
The Cowboys are an NFL team, and they can't tackle, so... I formation behind the quarterback, Stacy Miller, and the Bulldogs could put it in the end zone one more time. They give it ahead to the first man through. That may have been Bam Morris again. No, it was Green. And he's got a short gain. He's just edging it closer and closer to the end zone. He gets inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. Second and goal to go.
Ran into the back of one of his blockers, and the guy he had his head down. I don't think he knew where he was going. He just was going forward is all he knew. And he put the ball away, ran into the back of the blocker, and just spun around and went to the outside to his right. Found a little room right there and then cut back inside, and all the time he just bouncing off of players. I don't think he ever saw where he was going, and all the time his legs were pumping, and he wasn't giving up, and he was making progress the whole time. The guy's a tough runner.
Second and goal to go for the Bulldogs from the 3-yard line. I formation behind Miller with Green and Morris. And the pitch goes to Morris, right side, cuts inside Metter, or that's Grisby he cut inside of, and then scampers out to the right side for a touchdown.
That's 4 touchdowns tonight for Bam Morris, and he did a fine job of just following his blockers there that time, going to the outside. They were running a power I formation lined up to the right, and he just stayed behind his blockers. And Green was out there blocking for him, as was Jason Toon, and he just took it into the end zone, bounced off a couple of would-be Commerce tacklers, and that's his 4th touchdown tonight.
Say, do I get to draft Bam Morris for the Fantasy Football League?
Sure, go ahead. I'll call the Austin police.
Point after attempt is upcoming. Spearman with a place down. The kick is up. The kick is through. And Cooper now leads 33-12. They're 34-12. They're running away from Commerce with 8 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the football game. Cooper leads Commerce 34-12. Tiger football continues in a moment. It is all Cooper. They lead Commerce 34-12. And Bam Morris, who did not get to put on much of a show last year, hobbled by an ankle injury, just 5 carries against the Tigers. Making up for it tonight.
Commerce can get back into the ball game, but they're going to have to do it on the big plays now. They're going to have to resort to passing the football, trying to go for the big yardage.
The short man fields it at the 25 for the Tigers on the near side, gets to the 33-yard line, and that's where Commerce takes over 1st and 10. The man who fielded the short kick was Jason Strange.
Seelman, who did the kicking, actually kicks it further on the point after tries. What they need to do is snap the ball and let him put it down on the ground, then let him kick it. He'll get a lot more distance with it that way. Commerce is going to have to do some things now. They're going to have to come up with a big play with only 8 minutes remaining in the ball game, trailing 34-12. They're going to have to turn the big plays, and you know that means they're going to have to throw it.
They want to make the scoreboard look a little better. This is a game with a lot of pride on the line, a big rivalry, Cooper and Commerce. Split backfield. More back to pass. Thunderbird comes up with a good catch. Goes to tackle, and he may be gone. Down the near sideline, Derek Thunderbird has the big play. Commerce touchdown. And there is a flag.
It may be offsides against Cooper. I'm trying to be optimistic here, but they may bring it back. But that's the kind of play they need to run to get to be more successful here in the 4th quarter. Thunderbird was number 7 in the state in the hurdles in Class 3A, so he's got speed.
He showed it there and showed a little strength as he broke that tackle, but it's going to all come back. You know, last year, I think it was against Wiley, Derek Thunderbird made a great catch, and a holding penalty brought it back, and that was a touchdown. Here he has another outstanding catch and run this time, and it's taken away on another penalty. Derek's had a hard time getting that touchdown. 2 of them now have been called back.
The illegal motion is the charge against the Commerce Tigers that time, and there was just some movement back there. Had too many people moving at the snap of the football. But Derek showed that he's got the ability, to run with the football and to catch it and run with it. And he did a fine job that time. They'll have to remember that and come back to it again.
Split backs. Ricky Harris wide to the near side. Metter in a slot right. Patrick Llewellyn breaks out of the backfield, goes in motion to the left. Monty Moore drills one over the middle into double coverage, looking for Funderburk again. And there may be some trash being talked around there as Funderburk took some extra abuse, and he doesn't mind that. He says, bring it on.
Well, I think one of the officials warned the Cooper players, and he started applauding the officials, kind of chastising the players that time. But Llewellyn was open far on the far sideline over there, but Moore didn't have enough time to try and find it. They were trying to get it back to Funderburk. Just running real quick, little slant in, straight over the middle from the left side. He lined up tight end the left side, and they were just trying to get it into him quickly and find something open over the middle.
Kenny Cooper goes in motion from the near to the left side. Funderburk wide to the right. Moore rolls left. He's in trouble. Avoids the tackle. Still rolling. Throws long down the far sideline. Kenny Cooper comes up with a great catch for a first down at the Tiger 44-yard line and out of bounds on the far sideline.
Hey, I want to tell you, Monty Moore hummed that football. He line drive that ball rolling to his left, pulled up and threw it. I mean, it was just a line drive shot, and Cooper did a great job of sucking it down out of the air. And that was a great pass and catch that time. And Cooper with a great pair of hands to come down with that football. And
Cooper was able to get the football out to the 47-yard line before he went out of bounds.
Exactly what they needed.
That's where the Tigers have it 1st and 10. And for the second week in a row, the pass starts to come together late in the football game. Moore back to pass again, and why not? But Derek Funderburk can't get to it, and a flag comes at the late hit. Moore got clobbered. He was running the slant pass. The ball was way by him, and he kept on running, and so did the Cooper defender who laid the hit on Derek. And I don't think those defensive backs think too much of Derek Funderburk right now.
Well, Derek is he's a little bit on the cocky side, but he's usually pretty much able to back it up. But I think that what they're going to call there, I don't think it hurt to hit him like that. But perhaps spearing may be the call. It's a dead ball foul, personal foul against Cooper is the call. And I think it's because the guy went into him with his helmet into his gut, and I think that they thought that was a little bit too rough. But usually you don't get that call. They just let that one go by, and it's just part of the price you pay.
Derek Funderburk's a fun young man to talk to. He's very proud of what he can do. He says, hey, I'm an athlete. Ricky Harris comes out wide to the near side. Kenny Cooper in a slot right, split backs. Moore back to pass. He's in trouble. Man, oh man, he's just not had much time at all tonight. And he takes another sack at the 46-yard line. Commerce is getting a bit frustrated.
Well, I think it's a combination of them getting a little bit down, but not much. But it's a matter of Cooper getting fired up because of that penalty. That perhaps was the worst thing that could have happened to Commerce is when the official threw the flag on a play that perhaps should not have been called a penalty. And now they're fired up and out there, and they're ready to kick some booty. It's first quarter to them now.
Monty Moore's getting a little impatient, waiting for the play to come from the sidelines. Metter brings it in. And Metter lines up in a slot right. Ricky Harris wide to the near side. At the short side of the field. Strong side left. Split backs behind Monty Moore. Cooper in a 5-2 defense. Grisby breaks out of the backfield in motion to the near side. Moore dropping way back. Dumps one off for Ricky Harris at the 45. He spins and gets to the 40 of the Bulldogs. That'll bring up 3rd and 12 for Commerce.
Well, that was a naked screen play that time. Moore dropped back way deep, knew they were coming after him, and then they had no blockers up for the Commerce Tigers to get out in front of Harris, and Harris was able to, pick up low yardage, but not near enough what they needed to get a first down.
Think a draw play might work here?
Well, it could, but again, you got to be concerned about you don't have much time on the clock. Now, draw plays work, but very seldom will you get more. They need 13 yards here for first down. I don't think they'll get it on draw play against Cooper.
5:48. Let's see what Monty Moore does. He will pass. Needs a block from Llewellyn, who just let a guy go right by him. Moore gets the pass out to the left side. Incomplete. Patrick Llewellyn's going to have to do a better job blocking in pass coverage, giving Monty Moore more time.
It's tough for those guys. they never have been noted, for being good blockers. Running backs they're running backs. They're not blockers, and most of them, they want to run with the football. They don't have to block somebody and get hit on purpose. But that should have been a caught pass. Grisby dropped that pass. Moore put it exactly where it needed to be. Grisby took his eye off of it, lost concentration, and now it's 4th and 13 instead of being 4th and about 7 or 8 because there was a defender out there, but it was a drop pass.
Well, as you can probably guess, the Tigers are going to go for it here with the ball at the Bulldog 41-yard line. 5:39 to play in the football game, and Commerce trailing 34-12. Derek Funderburk comes out wide to the near side. Chris Grisby in motion to the near side. A wing right, Monty Moore. It's going to delay a game. Yep, didn't get the timeout called.
And, that frustrates Moore about as much as anything. But, we've been talking about the Tigers never quit, and this team probably reflecting that better than many teams in the past. I think that comes directly from Monty Moore. He is the leader in the ball club. He's got that attitude, man, I'm going to play, and I'm going to try and find some way to beat you. I will try and find some way to beat you, and you better be ready for it. And I think that carries over to the other players. And he is the leader on this ball club, and I think they've adopted his attitude and his mentality. And that's a definite asset. He has got tremendous leadership abilities. In this ball game, sure, there's 5 minutes and 25 seconds left to play. The clock's rolling. They trail it 34-12. But this guy is tied up, and he's got the ball 4th and 1 at the goal.
And there's some other guys like that. Ricky Harris, the young sophomore, comes to mind. Monty Moore back to pass over the middle. Kenny Cooper has it and drops it at the 25-yard line. He was in double coverage, but he had first down yardage and should have caught the football.
A little bit behind him from Moore, but Cooper made a much more difficult catch over on the other side of the field a while ago. So you want to think that he should have been able to pull that ball in, but just a little bit behind him with him running to the near side. But that was a first down right there, which Commerce desperately needed. And now the Commerce defense is going to have to really get tough here because they've got to get the ball back, and the only way they can do that is to play defense.
The Tigers turned it over on downs on a drive that was exclusively passing. So the Bulldogs take over 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line of Commerce. The pitch to the fullback, and that's Green, and he gets out near midfield about the Tiger 49-yard line. Did I see a flag, Rich?
Yes. And I think it's either going to be holding or face mask against Commerce, but I think it's going to be holding against Cooper or face mask against Commerce is what I meant to say.
This game has really slowed down in the second half. It's going to be marked off against Cooper. It is holding against the Bulldogs, and that will put the football back at the Bulldog 36-yard line. 1st and 20. 1st and 20. Just over 5 minutes left to play in the football game. Cooper's pretty much got control of it. They lead 34-12, and Bam Morris has scored 4 touchdowns for the Bulldogs. And that's many as Stick Robinson got last week. The handoff to Toon, and he gets out to the Tiger 45-yard line, gets about 8 of the 10 yards lost in the penalty back, and it brings up 2nd and 12.
See, I think Cooper would be a good ball club without Morris because they've got Toon and they got Green, they got Bonds, they've got Miller at quarterback, which does a good job throwing the football and running with it.
They wouldn't be the dominant team that they are with Morris, though. They wouldn't be a top 10 team without him.
But they would certainly be contenders and have a legitimate shot at the district title without Morris in there.
The handoff, this time Bonds is in as a fullback, and he gets the ball and runs it up the middle. And we got a fight on the field. Look out. Benches are clearing, and now it begins to settle down. Tigers never got off the bench. Still got some guys scrapping out there. It's an all-out brawl out there. Now the Tigers are coming off the bench.
Well, they need to break it up. This was caused by a Cooper Bulldog who got one of the Commerce players down on the field and started beating on him, and so he retaliated. It was number 73 for the Commerce Tigers, Robert Kendall, and Brian McCamey got into it there for a minute. Coach Bass was talking to him out at midfield, and I certainly wouldn't want to tangle with Coach Bass. But Wyatt, Robert Kendall for Commerce is down on the field. and he was the one that was getting pounded by the Cooper player. Well, when he retaliated, that's when the officials saw what was going on, and so Commerce is the one that'll probably be charged with a penalty unless we have offsetting penalties here. But that was Cooper. That was caused by one of the Cooper Bulldog players.
There should be some ejections here. So the UIL is not going to like this comment, but that was one of the better brawls you'll see in a high school football game.
Yeah, but the problem is, see, Commerce is the home team, so if there's any penalty, any repercussions for this, Commerce is one that's going to suffer from it because Commerce is the home team. They're in charge of security. They're in charge of crowd control, and whenever a fight like this breaks out, if there are any repercussions because Commerce is the home team, they're the ones that are going to have to pay the price. But Cooper is the one that started this one.
In case you just joined us, Commerce is not in Commerce. They're in Cooper.
Right. And they're trailing at 34-12 here with 4 minutes to play in the football game.
And the officials have sent both teams to their benches, and they've called the offsetting penalties, unsportsmanlike conduct. They're talking to James Bass on the field.
Well,
that's really got this crowd fired up, though.
Well, you know, when you're at home and, you know, they're going to do that, and they're winning, you know, so they're going to get fired up and get excited about things. But that fight, I was looking at it. One of those things where you just have to be looking at the right place at the right time.
Was Derek Funderburk in it? I thought I saw.
Funderburk was not in that. It was Kendall that was down on the ground, and one of the, I didn't get the number on the Cooper player, but I saw him. He threw 2 hard blows, fists inside the helmet to Kendall. Kendall had all he could take, so he retaliated. And that's when the official probably wasn't 3 or 4 yards away, and when he looked over there, he saw Kendall from the ground start throwing his fist up from the ground, and that's the one he saw, and that's when the flag started flying. It's always the second guy who gets the flag.
Well, all right, they have called the offsetting penalty, so yard-wise, neither team will benefit.
Well,
but this may not be over. We still got 4:03 to play in this football game.
I think that if you allow me to editorialize, I think that showed very poor character quality on the part of Cooper to do that. They didn't need to do that. They've got a 34-12 lead. They don't need to be doing that kind of
But
trash.
this is a huge rivalry, and these players, this is a big football game.
Sure, but let's keep it on the field between the hash marks and between the goal lines. And once you get them down on the field, there was no call for the punches being thrown is what I'm saying. Sure, get after them, before the whistle blows, but there's no need in starting to play dirty like that.
Well, let's see what happens.
Kendall shouldn't have retaliated either. I'm not taking him out of it.
I formation, pitch to the tailback. Coon gets to the 45. Inside the 45 to about the 42-yard line. Well, my feeling on it, Rich, is when you're playing a sport like football, things like that are going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a contact sport, it's a physical sport, and people are going to hurt each other.
Oh, yeah, but again, this is not hockey. You're not supposed to beat them while they're on the ground every chance you get and get shots in, free shots.
And there's been a lot of noise talk down there tonight.
Well, and this is perhaps a criticism on Thunderbird because he does like to talk a lot of trash, and if you get the defense fired up, they're going to start doing things, and they're going to start yelling. I got the great player, whatever, and they may get a little bit over-aggressive and stuff like that, start breaking out, lose control of the game.
They'll hand it off to the fullback, Green, and he gets to the 40-yard line.
Let's see, the really
going to bring up, let's set this real quick, Rich. It's going to bring up second down and 8.
The tragic thing about all that is that they couldn't get the brawl stopped. And there were about 2 or 3 guys, and then you get 2 or 3 more guys that are trying to break them up, and then they think that somebody's trying to get them, so that starts. And then the Cooper coach gets in the middle of it, and so that doesn't help things. So it looks bad. It'll be interesting to see what happens after all this.
High formation. The handoff to Toon, the tailback, and he gains 3 or 4. And that brings up 3rd and 4. With 2:33 to play, Cooper has gotten kind of conservative here. I mean, they lead, sure, 34-12, but they're running it up the middle, and it looks to me like that Cooper head coach Brian McCamey wants to get his team in the locker room.
That's the best thing for both teams is get this ball game over with, because at this point it no longer has any purpose with the attitudes that there are on the field.
I formation with twin receivers to the right side, and
Flag on the play.
officials don't help things out. They throw a flag just as the snap gets into the hands of the quarterback, Stacy Miller.
Well, you know, this is an observation that perhaps the officials didn't get into the game as quickly as they should have. It's a dead ball foul against Cooper. They lined up on sides.
You know, it kind of came out of nowhere in that all of a sudden in the fourth quarter we've had a lot of trash talk, whereas it's been a pretty clean football game up till then.
Well, I've seen some late hits. I've seen Commerce do some late hits that there were no flags thrown on. I've seen some blocking after the whistle, you know, back deep in the secondary, and there was no flag on that. You know, if they do it back then, they can stop it early, and perhaps the officials could have done a better job.
Fullback, right up the middle, across the 40 to the 38.
You know, Bonds is not easier to.
But you know, I hate to. You know, I like to see the kids play. I'd hate to see the officials try to take too much control of the football game too early.
No, like I say, as long as it's before the whistle, it's okay. As long as it's not an illegal hit, elbow to the face or eye poking eyeball.
I haven't seen much of that.
I haven't either. But the late hits after the whistle, I have seen in this game.
I formation, a pitch to the tailback. Toon, near side, 30-yard line, 25, 20, diving out to the 15-yard line. He took a pretty good hit.
And Bonds gets into it with a Commerce Tiger player, and there's two. That's another flag that's thrown by the referee.
We got four Cooper coaches out on the field dragging people off. We got an official with his hat off. We got two flags.
Yeah,
we got James Bass is on the field on the far side talking to another official.
It was McKay for the Commerce Tigers, Ronnie McKay, that Bonds was after. And McCamey got out there quickly to pull Bonds off of him. And McKay has been taken out of the game by Bass.
Bonds is out of the game, and Bonds, he was offered some Gatorade, and he threw that to the ground. He's upset.
And it's going to be marked off against the Commerce Tigers. So I'm not sure what the second penalty was for.
66 seconds to play in this football game, and Cooper can really add insult to injury. They could score again. And want to be here next year?
It'll be here next year.
Yep.
But they won't have Bam Morris either, and they won't have Bonds.
In fact, it will be Commerce with a lot of returning lettermen.
Yeah.
This year, Cooper returned 22 from last year's contest.
Bass is still out on the field trying to figure out he hasn't gotten an explanation yet as to what has happened. And I tell you, I know Coach Bass, and there's nobody that hates what has happened here more than he does. He hates this kind of stuff. It's garbage to him. It's not football, and he hates to see it. They mark off the first penalty against Commerce, then they come back and knock off the next penalty against Cooper.
And it ends up at the 28-yard line of the Tigers. It's going to be first and goal to go from the 28.
Bass still out on the field waiting for some kind of an explanation. The referee now will go over to him.
Let me check that. I think that ball's inside the 25. It is first and goal from the 18. I'm just having a hard time spotting where that football's at from our location.
Take it in, no!
An opportunity to say how much we appreciate Dan Pickering, the principal of Cooper High School, been very generous and very helpful here for KETR. Has really been over backwards to help us get everything set up for our broadcast here tonight, and very hospitable. And we certainly appreciate his patience and his kindness and the generosity of Cooper High School. And Dan Pickering has been a fine host, and we appreciate you, Dan.
Well, we finally got the ball in the right place. It's at the 22-yard line of the Tigers, and a little dive play over the left side. That's a couple. It's pretty much academic here. 49 seconds left to play in this football game, and Cooper's going to win it at least 34-12.
And they're making the
PA announcer making sure that no unauthorized personnel go onto the playing field. Two teams, when it comes to athletics, they just don't like each other. Not much else to say. Pitch goes to Toon. The tailback goes right side. He'll be finally drove out of bounds by a herd of Tigers at the 20-yard line. 10 seconds left. Clock's going to run down. The Cooper fans will count it down at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is the football game. And Cooper wins it 34-12. We're going to keep it here for just a minute. Two teams are going to go out and shake hands. And looks like